Right now, the Department of Health Services is defending its new vaccine policy for attending school as lawmakers question whether or not to get rid of the rules.
Also, how a newly approved zoning rule looks to make new downtown high-rises taller and cheaper.
And later, the Badger men's basketball team hopes to keep its NCAA tournament hopes alive, underway against Ohio State in the Big Ten tournament. Welcome to News 3 Now at 6. Well, the roads are clear for now. That could very well change by tomorrow. An alert day is in the forecast for tomorrow through Friday. With it comes the potential for 6 to 9 inches of snow.
Here we go again. Already we are seeing snow emergencies being declared ahead of the storm in McFarland and Janesville. For more on this storm, let's check the first warn forecast with Julian Seawright.
That's right. The storm is right on schedule for our normal Thursday. As we get right into our alert day, this is what we're going to break down for us. It's quiet for now, and it's going to be quiet for Thursday morning, but Thursday afternoon is when we're going to see that shift, and that's starting to see some snow that'll be very widespread throughout much of southern Wisconsin. 6 to 9 inches of snowfall is what we're going to be expecting to look at once this event wraps up by the time we get into our Friday morning. However, we are, once again, Friday morning is going to be about the end time for this storm. That's why a lot of our winter weather advisories that you see on your screen and winter storm warnings are going to end around 6 a.m. Going to be seeing it start to push itself a bit more east, so for areas like Milwaukee into Kenosha could be seeing it linger to around 9 o'clock, even closer to the 10 o'clock hour. But overall, that's what we're going to be expecting for those advisories and winter storm warnings to start to clear up for us. But again, we're going to be starting to monitor that once we get into our noon hour as we head into our Thursday. Outside of that, a quick look at our radar. We are starting to show a bit of some resemblance of some rain, but it's just not hitting the ground because of how dry the air is as of right now. And areas to the north are dealing with a bit of some snow, but again, nothing really impactful for the current hours of our Wednesday nights. We'll talk more about the timing and details of who is going to be impacted and seeing the heavier snow in just a few moments. Until then, back to you guys.
Julian, thank you. A debate over vaccines is back in the Capitol this week.
It has nothing to do with COVID, though. It's a debate over the vaccines you need to send your kids to school. And here with more is political reporter Will Keneally. Will?
So this past fall, the Department of Health Services made some changes to the vaccine that students need to enroll in Wisconsin schools. And we heard through 9 hours of testimony this week the underpinnings of some of the same distrust of public health officials that we saw throughout the pandemic.
I'll be honest with you, when I see you, I refer to you as Wisconsin's Dr. Fauci.
Senator Steve Naas, who co-chairs the committee that oversees rules created by the Evers administration, did not mean that as a compliment.
When we look at that past history and a number of things that were just flat out wrong, and kids have been harmed because of the school shutdowns, how do we trust you?
This was part of the line of questioning that Department of Health Services officials faced when they were before the legislature this week defending a new vaccine policy. Students entering the 7th and 12th grades would now be required to get the meningitis vaccine. For younger students, parents would need to prove a chickenpox diagnosis instead of just saying so, or otherwise get the vaccine.
And I do believe that there are some issues within this rule that do pose some undue hardships on parents.
Republicans argued that the risk of not vaccinating their kids is a choice for parents to make. But public health officials say it's about a bigger concern than just a single child.
But by reducing the number of people with symptomatic disease as much as we can, we reduce the likelihood that these dangerous germs will be spreading in a school or in a daycare.
Republicans on the committee, though, appear poised to get rid of the rule through an upcoming vote.
The people who are working in public health aren't nameless people creating rules arbitrarily or capriciously, but people who truly care about preventing bad things from happening to people in Wisconsin.
So now the vote to scrap that administrative rule is scheduled for tomorrow.
Now to a disturbing story out of Memorial High School, where a student there was reportedly hit with a bat during a fight in one of the school's bathrooms. In an email to parents, the principal said school staff was alerted about the incident around 8 o'clock this morning. School staff were able to immediately identify the students involved. The school is now working with MPD and MMSD safety and security team. Additional details about this incident were not immediately available. News 3 Now has contacted district officials and Madison police for more information, but has not yet received a response. Madison police arresting 2 teenage boys in connection with multiple burglary and stolen vehicle cases. The 13 and 15-year-old suspects were arrested at an apartment in the 6800 block of Milwaukee Street yesterday. The 13-year-old was reportedly armed with a loaded handgun at the time. Meanwhile, the 15-year-old was one of 5 teens arrested last summer after crashing a stolen vehicle on the Beltline on Madison's west side and then running from the scene and into a movie theater.
Attorney General Josh Kaul offering lawmakers a rare look at the work done by the Wisconsin State Crime Lab. Today visiting the Madison facility. Kaul hosted lawmakers at all 3 Wisconsin crime labs, giving them tours showing how the workers there solve complex crimes from all around the state. The hope is to show the importance of the labs as they seek more funding moving forward.
The more we delay the needed investments, the more impact you're going to see on turnaround times. I don't want to see that, so we are being proactive and requesting investments.
Kaul would like to see an additional 10 DNA analysts, 4 additional toxicologist positions, and 2 additional crime scene response positions.
Tonight, the city of Fitchburg will hold a public meeting to address safety concerns on its roads, mainly South Saline Road. That is where a driver hit and killed Badger Ridge Middle School principal Beth Steffen in January. Tonight's meeting will go over background and updates for reconstruction, and there will be an opportunity for the public to share their input. Virtual attendance is encouraged, but there will be a room for people to attend the meeting in person. It will be at Fire Station 3 on South Saline Road from 6:30 to 8:30. You can find the Zoom link to attend virtually in this story on channel3000.com. Doing more with the same space. A Madison City Council vote last night means downtown Madison high-rises could get taller.
The council approved a new zoning rule that could lead to bonus floors for new buildings if they include affordable housing. Braden Ross joins us to explain. Braden?
Yeah, take a look at this map. This shows where planned high-rises are going up in downtown Madison. You can see there are quite a few here down near the campus area. The City Council hopes their new strategy will keep housing cheaper with more units.
Rewind to 1966. The City of Madison passes an ordinance saying any building within a mile of the Capitol has to be shorter than the Capitol. Decades later, downtown Madison is growing fast, both in height and in price.
We're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place in Madison and throughout Wisconsin, in that we can't demand that developers include affordable units in their projects.
Madison District 2 Alder Patrick Heck says the question of affordable housing downtown doesn't have an easy answer. But now he hopes downtown Madison's affordable housing crisis could be looking up, thanks to a new incentive. It's an amendment to the existing zoning rules that would allow new residential buildings downtown to squeeze in more bonus floors.
They can perhaps include these extra floors to get more units and serve our downtown community that's so desperate for housing.
The catch? Half of the building's units must be affordable.
They could add more floors if they include 50% of the units having rents that are affordable to people that make 60% of the Dane County median income or less.
But Heck says while he hopes this will bring more affordable housing to downtown, that 1960s Capitol rule still stands. They can add floors, but they can't add inches.
New buildings still will only be able to be as tall as the current map allows them to be. It's just that they'll be able to squeeze some more floors in if they can.
And this new rule won't impact the currently planned buildings, but any new developments will be able to take advantage of it.
Braden, thank you. Right now, Badger men's basketball team taking on Ohio State, Big Ten tournament down in Chicago. It is a must-win if the team wants to play in the NCAA tournament next week. During the regular season, the Badgers beat the Buckeyes in Columbus 65-60. And despite having the better conference and overall record, Ohio State is favored to win the game. Before tip-off, News 3 Now heard from some Badger fans down in the Windy City.
Coming from suburbs of Chicago, so Mundelein. Normally that's Illinois territory, but I hold my own, so this is going to be a fun night, hopefully.
I talked to one of my teachers and I was like, well, I have this big opportunity that's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. So I was like, would you mind if I miss class for it? And he goes, yeah, go for it.
And coming up in sports, Zach will have an update for us on how the team is doing so far as they look to keep their NCAA tournament hopes alive.
Coming up, the Big Top Parade in Baraboo will have some big guests as grand marshals this year.
Plus, students from across the UW system showing off their research projects at the state capitol. That's just ahead.
It's A1 Furniture's biggest and best sale ever. Their warehouse liquidation event is on now. Our lease is up and everything must go. Over $1 million in inventory must be sold now at huge discounts. 40,000 square feet of incredible savings only at A1 Furniture and Mattress.
This is the house that Angels built. Attic Angels Senior Living Community is built on a foundation of authentic, local care. A framework for living well. Windows to take in the beautiful future. And it's crowned by the pride that one's home is one's castle. This is the house that Angels built. Attic Angel Community. Independent homes and 4 levels of assisted living. Built with the help of angels.
It's Stop the Madness month. If your energy bills are too high, stop the madness. If your comfort is out of balance and you go straight from heat to AC, stop the madness. If you've had it with outside noise, stop the madness. Get insulated now and save up to $2,000 with the energy tax credit plus our madness discount. But the clock runs out at the end of the month, so call today.
USA Insulation.
For 75 years, DePaco has been more than local. It's a member-owned, not-for-profit cooperative that has grown into a vital community resource, a place where members can build a life worth loving. When you join DePaco, you own it. Your money stays here, enriching the lives of your friends and neighbors. DePaco strives to carry out the mission envisioned by the 10 meatpacking employees who founded it, to create a brighter community for all. To learn more about DePaco and how to become a member, go to depaco.com/join.
Don't miss out on 40,000 square feet of incredible savings at A1 Furniture's warehouse liquidation event on now. Everything must go with immediate pickup or delivery. Sofas, sectionals, dining sets, bedroom sets, mattresses, and more at liquidation prices. Only at A1 Furniture and Mattress.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Some undergraduate students from across the UW system are showcasing their research projects at the state capitol today. It's for the UW system's 19th annual Research in the Rotunda event. More than 100 undergrads from Wisconsin public universities were out displaying and discussing their findings.
It makes the students feel really special to be able to talk to their research and have people that are engaged and care about it. And these students are probably going to be the people conducting research in 10 years. So it's great to hear about the current projects and where it's going to go.
During the event, UW System President Jay Rothman gave some brief remarks. Multiple lawmakers, employers, and alumni also attended.
Circus World's elephants will be making their last ever appearance during Baraboo's Big Top Parade this summer, and this time they will serve as the parade's grand marshals. This year's Big Top Parade will be held on Saturday, June 24th at 11 o'clock. With elephants being retired from Circus World after the 2023 season, organizers determined it was only right to make them the center of attention as grand marshals. After finishing out this year's schedule, the elephants at Circus World will go to a sanctuary in Oklahoma.
After the break, on a day celebrating women around the world, how a nonprofit organization is looking to help pregnant women who are incarcerated.
Also, a group of prominent Wisconsinites are teaming up to keep the Brewers in Wisconsin. What they're saying about a recent proposal from Governor Evers.
Plus, how much snow should we expect for tomorrow's alert day? Julian has the answers. His complete forecast when we come back.
FlexSteel is furniture that comforts, furniture for living, furniture with a heart of steel. Save big during our FlexSteel authorized sale going on now at Waunakee Furniture ETC.
There's nothing like volunteering at the fire department.
There's nothing like hitting the waves.
But with my moderate to severe eczema, it hasn't always been easy.
Since my skin was so irritated and itchy.
And even worse with all my gear on.
Now, I'm staying ahead of my eczema.
There's a power inside all of us to live our passion. And Dupixent works on the inside to help heal your skin from within. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema. So adults can have long-lasting, clearer skin and fast itch relief. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor.
Healing from within is a powerful thing.
Ask your eczema specialist how Dupixent can help heal your skin from within.
Now's the time to save on big projects. Hurry into Menards for 11% off everything. Get 11% off easy flooring updates for your home. Find your style and save 11% on Patriot Lighting. Transform your home with 11% off new Mastercraft doors. Or go even bigger and get 11% off a new kitchen. Don't miss out. There's no limit to what you can save with 11% off everything at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Remember this, and the false selector scheme. In Wisconsin, extremist Dan Kelly was the right-wing lawyer behind the scenes of it all. The bipartisan January 6th Commission revealed Kelly advised Trump operatives as special counsel to overturn the will of the people and overthrow the election results. Kelly even went on tour promoting the big lie. On April 4th, vote like democracy depends on it, because it does.
FlexSteel is furniture that comforts, furniture for living, furniture with a heart of steel. Save big during our FlexSteel authorized sale, going on now at Waunakee Furniture ETC.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Today is International Women's Day. It's a day to celebrate the achievements of women and support action against gender inequality. Many people are celebrating by taking part in a march for women's equal rights or participating in a related fundraiser, festival, lecture, or seminar. You can keep celebrating for the rest of the month, as it's also National Women's History Month. And right here in Madison, a nonprofit is highlighting a group of women who often aren't included in the conversation, women behind bars. Called Free, the group is pushing state legislators to offer more support and protection for pregnant women while incarcerated. The bill they're hoping will become a law is called the Dignity Act. Earlier today, organizers were joined at the state capitol by supporters and State Senator Lena Taylor. Taylor says despite state policies limiting the use of restraints on pregnant women to extreme circumstances, more needs to be done for permanent support.
Couldn't believe, as a mother, as someone who has gone through pregnancy, that we would shackle individuals during such an experience. The trauma that it is for the mother, but also for the child, is what motivated me.
In addition to ending the shackling of women behind bars, beginning 6 months into their pregnancy through 6 weeks postpartum, bill advocates are also pushing for doula services.
The weather may be starting to warm up, at least until tomorrow, but the need for help to cover heating and cooling costs, it never goes away. News 3 Now once again partnering with the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and Energy Service Inc. for a day of warmth. The telethon, a donation drive to raise money for those in need across the state. It'll be held tomorrow afternoon, 4 to 6:30, but you can donate ahead of time as well. We have plenty of information for you at channel3000.com. Couple of alert days in the forecast starting tomorrow, and here's Julian with more.
We're going to start right off with the alert days and what we need to know. Starting for Thursday afternoon into our Friday morning, folks, we are going to be watching for us to start to see some snow that is going to be accumulating for us by the time we get into later into our Thursday afternoon and specifically into our Friday in itself. Now, taking a look at the details in itself, this is what we're going to be seeing for us. As we can see, rolling into about our Thursday afternoon, we're going to be looking at really some winter storm warnings that will be in effect for areas just to the west and winter weather advisories in itself as well. Now, for it, we're going to be seeing potentially 6 to 9 inches of snowfall, but first, we are going to be looking at the rain really starting to transition itself into snow by the time we get into our Thursday. So let's go ahead and walk through that. Thursday morning, things are going to be fine. It's going to be cloudy and temperatures into the lower 30 and middle 30s, but as we get into around the lunchtime hour, that's when we're going to start to expect to see some things starting to change a bit, mainly to the west, is where we're going to be watching for snow to start to develop and move its way across southern Wisconsin for us. And on top of it, we're going to be looking at some heavier bands setting up near Viroqua and the Dells and then making its way to the rest of southern Wisconsin, inching closer to Dane County. So around 5 o'clock for the 5 p.m. commute and rush hour, expect this. Heavier bands of snow coming in for Prairie du Chien, Platteville, and making its way to us here in Madison and starting to stretch even further towards the eastern side. As we get into the later parts of the evening hours, we're still going to be dealing with some heavier wet bands of snow, but starting to fizzle out and transition to more moderate and light snow between Platteville and Mineral Point. But for Madison, this is our time to pay attention to seeing that heavier snow really start to accumulate. accumulates. Throughout the 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock hour and closer to midnight is where we're going to be dealing with that heavier snowfall sticking around and start to transition into more lighter snow once we get into the overnight hours. So around 3 o'clock into our Friday, temperatures are still going to stay within the freezing point, and then we're going to start to see that snow really start to taper itself off and move a bit more east. Lingering snow showers and flurries are going to be expected into our early to late morning hours, but once we get to lunchtime, things are going to be pretty much cleared up. Roadways could still be slushy, rather wet, but we are going to start to see much of that snow start to melt by the time we get into our Friday afternoon, as the system is pretty much cleared up for us. In terms of snowfall, again, 6 to 9 inches is what we're going to be looking at throughout much of southern Wisconsin. Some areas could see the 9 part, some could see 6, especially around Madison and areas just a bit more to the east where the snow may linger just a bit more. We could see a bit of those higher snow totals from Dane County over course to the eastern side, whereas for Platteville, it's not going to be looking to linger as much, but could see those heavier snowfall rates, so they can still see between 6 to 8 inches once everything is all said and done. So wrapping things up with our 3 things that we'll need to know. For tomorrow and for Friday, we're going to be looking at our commutes to be the real concern for us, especially for Friday morning. Could see some slippery roadways and things that would just make you need to take it rather slow on the roadways. Outside of that, we are going to be seeing high temperatures into the middle 30s once we get into the weekend. And then we have another shot of seeing some snow, but the good news is it's mainly going to be light snow. Not going to be seeing too much more than minor accumulations for the weekend as temperatures hang into the middle 30s. Otherwise, we are also going to be springing forward. So we are getting an extra hour of daylight, but we are also losing an hour of sleep. And then temperatures are going to stay rather steady into the middle 30s, with our best opportunity again to see any real snowfall is mainly going to be this weekend.
A coalition of Wisconsin businesses and tourism leaders, along with former office holders and others, are working to find a solution to keep the Milwaukee Brewers in the state. The Home Crew Coalition was formed as Governor Evers and the Brewers teamed up behind a proposal to spend nearly $300 million on repairs to American Family Field. In exchange, the baseball team said it would extend its lease at the stadium by 13 years. The coalition did not specifically endorse that plan in announcing its formation. Rather, it said it was dedicated to ensuring that the Brewers remain in Wisconsin.
And coming up in sports, it's win or go home time for the Badgers in the opening game of the Big Ten tournament. How they're doing against the Buckeyes, that's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The local water experts at Culligan can take care of everything but the kitchen sink. Actually, we do that too. Culligan, here for every water worry.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something in the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes in as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real, it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And I did this to my father. We were at home, so we applied it to his under eye bags, and let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view, and now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, "Hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm, please send me more. And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. The way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
At our $19.95 price, it's the best way to try Plexiderm and see it work after your first application. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather. When severe weather is on the way, find out first with Madison's certified most accurate forecast. Trust our team to keep you informed before, during, and after. First Warn Weather, keeping you safe and ahead of the storms.
Greg Gard doesn't like the saying must win, but he has no choice in this situation. For Wisconsin to get in the NCAA tournament, they need to win a couple games in the Big Ten tourney, and that starts with Ohio State. The Badgers beat the Buckeyes in their lone meeting about a month ago. This did not start out great for UW and just went to halftime. Badgers scored 18 points in 20 minutes. They're down 18, going to need a big second half. Wisconsin women's hockey and the NCAA tournament go hand in hand. This trip is UW's 10th straight, but the goal isn't just to get to this point for such a storied program, it's to win it all. Britta Curl has a pair of national championships to her name and hopes to win another. As far as the captain's message leading up to Thursday's puck drop, well, the Badger forward is planning on doing exactly how it went down during her freshman season when they won it all.
I don't think there was ever anything said. I think it was just a feeling in the locker room that everyone had, just kind of like this peace that everyone had before we, got into those games. So I think if we have it, we have it. I don't think there's anything I need to say or the coaches are going to say that's going to change that. There just has to be a belief and a sense of confidence, and I think we can definitely do it.
On the mat, Wisconsin is 8 days away from the NCAA championships, and Dean Hamady is heading to Tulsa on a roll. The Badger sophomore is fresh off winning the 165-pound title at the Big Ten championships, where he dominated his weight class. And you ask his head coach, Chris Bono, if Hamady's ready to make some noise on college wrestling's biggest stage. Well, in his answer, national champion was brought up.
He's wrestling the best he's ever wrestled all year, and the momentum that he has right now is unbelievable. He thinks he's going to be the national champ, and that's 99% of it, is believing you can do it, and believing you can do it after you put a performance up like that is something special. So he's ready to go.
Badger basketball team, a lot of work to do.
Ice cold shooting in that first half.
I mean, he scored 18 points in just 20 minutes. That's not a good
And Ohio State shooting 70% from the floor. That doesn't
We
help.
can take your mind off of that. We got
something else that's cold.
Yeah, some great weather, Julian.
Some great weather, Zach. We have another winter storm coming in for our Thursday regularly programmed. So let's get into our alert day. We have Thursday afternoon to our Friday morning, so just take notes. Thursday morning will be relatively fine. It's going to be the afternoon hours into our evening. That's mainly going to be the concern for us to see. Overall, the event, it's from 6 to 9 inches. So that's going to be encompassing pretty much all of southern Wisconsin to at least see near or over 6 inches of snowfall once this system is all said and done. The alert days will last through about Friday late morning. Then we go into the weekend, mid-30s, some light snow, and we get an extra hour of daylight.
All right, Julian, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.